Welcome to another episode of I Want That Reviews. Today we're going to be doing something just a little different. We're going to revisit a product that I reviewed a couple months ago here on I Want That Reviews, and we're going to take a look at that compared to another product on the market. Now if you want to take a look right here, you'll find a link to my video that I did for the Cold E cooler a while back. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting that through its paces. We're going to be testing the Cold E cooler against a TechniIce cooler. Now the Cold E cooler that we have for this test is an 85 quart cooler, retails for $399 at their website and weighs in at 27.5 pounds. Now up against that we've got a TechniIce cooler. They retail at $349. It is smaller at 74 quarts and does weigh 3 pounds more at 31 pounds. So from the video we have here, what we're going to look at, we've got the Cold E cooler and then we've got the TechniIce cooler. Now basically we're going to do an ice challenge with these and just see how it works. Now to start, we've got a couple cans of Budweiser here with some fresh ice that we've thrown in. We'll take a look here at the thermometer, and that shows an even 10 degrees there with that American lager in there. And then for the Cold E cooler, we've got 2 cans of Coors Light in there. You can see we've got about the same reading in there, that 10 degrees, 10.1 degrees. Both coolers were weighing in right around there with fresh ice. So both coolers have been closed up here. You can see that the Cold E cooler has the rubber latches on it, where the TechniIce has those stainless steel latches. We're going to go ahead and close these up and we'll be back in 24 hours. Alright, so we're at the morning of day 2. We're going to go ahead and open this guy up here. Looks about the same. Doesn't look like there's any real melt here. Ice still looks full. Beer still feels cold. Looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and take a look at the TechniIce next here. Close these up. Pretty nice latch system on this. I do like those rubber latches. They work real well if you only have one hand available. The TechniIce has got these stainless steel flip locks on it. Ice looks pretty much the same. No considerable melt. Here, we'll come back to these a little later in the day and get a temperature check on these. We do notice here, as I said earlier, that the TechniIce is a little heavier, a little smaller. Cold E holds a little more, a little lighter, so that's cool. About a 3-4 pound difference. So let's see if that makes a difference. Alright, so we're back here 24 hours later. We're going to go ahead and pop the Cold E cooler open and take a look. It's got a pretty nice suction when you try to open it. It's a good seal. It's a good thing. Let's see if we can get this plugged in here and get a good reading. Looks like 32.4 degrees. 32.4 degrees for the Cold E cooler. Not bad for 24 hours. Yesterday, of course, we were at that 10 degree mark, but obviously that has to do with coming straight out of the freezer. So we'll go ahead and close this guy back up. One thing I noticed is this handle on this. It's real nice. That handle's up front. You can really get a hold of it if you've only got one hand available. The TechniIce doesn't seem to have that. We'll go ahead and flip this guy open here, and the seal on that guy is something else. It really holds on. We'll go ahead and put our thermometer in here and get a look. Give that a second to read. And it looks like we've got about 32.4 here also, so it's exactly the same. Just where you want to be. Nice, so they're both holding up pretty well for that 24-hour mark. Actually, for the TechniIce, if you look here on the side, it's got these grips on the side instead of that one in the center of the front on the Cold E. So, still has grips, but it can be a little bit difficult if you only have one hand available, if you're carrying something else. So, I definitely do like the handle on this on the Cold E better than the one on the side on the TechniIce. So day 2, 24 hours. We'll check back with these in the morning again. Alright, so we're back on day 3 here. It's a typical Oregon morning, typical Oregon week. Lots of sun, a little bit of rain overnight, some dew on the top of the cooler you can see here. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a look. We got a little more noticeable melt here on the left, some kind of loose ice showing there, some liquid on the bottom. It's not bad though. Beer's still cold. Looks like the ice has receded a little bit on there. Still a little crusted over on the right. We'll come back for that 24-hour temp check. Let's go ahead and flip the TechniIce open here. Let's see. So it's about the same over here. The ice seems to be a little more stiff, a little more solid, frozen together. Not quite as much loose particles. Everything still looks good for the most part. Same thing. Beer's still cold here. We'll come back at that 48-hour mark for the temp check. One thing I do notice is that the TechniIce has 2 rubber seals around it that go all the way around there. So that's something interesting. I wonder if that has anything to do with the temperature this retains. But so far right now these both seem like great coolers, and we'll be back at that 72-hour mark for the temp check. Alright, so we're here at the day 3 72-hour check. I really like these rubber latches. They're really easy to open, don't require a lot of fuss. So, and like I said, I noticed with the TechniIce cooler, it had the 2 seals around it, and this one only has the 1. So I do wonder, like I said, I wonder how much that has to do with it. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our ice here. So like I said, you can see we've got some melt here. Definitely got some noticeable water. Here on the right hand side, it's nice and solid, so maybe some uneven melt, I'm not sure. Beer still feels cold. Let's go ahead and get our thermometer plugged down in here and take a look and see what we've got. So, looks like we're still right at that 32.3 degrees. So you're still in that zone where you want to be. Still about 3/10 of a degree above freezing. Still going to keep all your food and cold beverages cold, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and close this up. It looks like these latches could be replaceable if something was to go wrong with those. I imagine you could probably order them. We'll go ahead and flip the TechniIce open here and take a look. I'll fight with this guy to get it open. Suction's got it pretty good. No, it doesn't help that I've still got one locked. So we'll go ahead and open that up. And looks like I said, the ice is still pretty solid. We don't have quite as much loose movement between the cubes, so it definitely seems like there's not quite as much melt going on here. It's a little more difficult to see though because it is white at the bottom. Let me see if I can get a temperature check here. Stuff my thermometer down into it. Get the thermometer in here. There we go. So 32.5, 32.4, 32.5, 32.4. So yeah, I mean, I'd say this is still probably right about the same. 32.5, 32.4. They're both pretty even, pretty even at this point. Looks good. It's kind of. So we'll go ahead and close that guy back up. And that'll go ahead and conclude our 73 hours. We'll come back on day 4 and see how things look and talk about it a little bit there too. So somehow I managed to either damage or lose my footage for the 4th day when I was taking a look at those. Both of them had a good deal of water in them, were still cold. I've got a couple photos here that I can show you. If we take a look at it, you can see that they both did have a good deal of water. You can definitely see it there. Both were still cold. The coldie came in with a temperature there of 32.5 degrees. The TechniIce had a temperature of 32.5 degrees also, so they were still both dead even. I really was impressed with both of these coolers. For the money, they really are both great products. Again, like we said, you know, that Coldy is a little bigger, and the price point on that is a little bit more than the TechniIce. The TechniIce itself is just a little larger, a couple pounds heavier, but capacity is just a little smaller. So you know, both of them are great products. I would say the TechniIce probably edges out the Coldy by just a little bit in this challenge, mostly because of the price. As far as ice retention, I'd say they both do a great job of holding ice. They both really are a good product, and I really am impressed with both of them. So go ahead and take a look in the description below. I'll go ahead and include a link to the website and Facebook page for both coolers that we looked at here. Thanks so much for watching. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. So please do like, subscribe, and share, and just keep checking back on a weekly basis for more reviews of awesome products just like these ones that'll make you say, I want that.